My name is Richard Magid, and I'm Vice President at the University of Tennessee Research Foundation. The job that I try to do is really one of making connections, and the connections are between faculty members or researchers. It can be a postdoc or a graduate student, and entrepreneurs that want to start a new business or have already started a business and are looking for a new product that the university can provide the seed of. The other thing is we have faculty that themselves are entrepreneurs, and if they want to start their own company, we want to support them, not financially. We don't have an endowment or money to invest, but we want to at least lay the grounds that they can start a good, sustainable business, introduce them to people here in town that can give them business advice, give them a space to start their business, potentially actually invest in the business. I'd say like any business, there's a technical idea, but it's only with a team around that idea that it's going to actually succeed. And those team members need to be able to find each other first and then be in proximity to actually communicate routinely. And by having such a concentration right there, it allows people to informally meet each other, to have their lab be right beside their new business so that you get a lot of synergy. People aren't wasting time commuting 30 minutes to go between their lab and their new startup company. It's just across the street, and that's very efficient, and that allows you to do a lot more. So I work with entrepreneurs both inside and outside the university. Inside, we have faculty members that want to start businesses, and it's our job to assist them in starting a business based around their own work. We also have faculty members that just have good ideas that other people can start a business around. In that case, it's my job to introduce our faculty members or our researchers to outside entrepreneurs. We probably do about half our business in-state and half around the country. The reality of a medical school and the health sciences pharmaceutical industry is that there's huge concentrations in California, there's huge concentrations in Massachusetts, and there's so much capital built up in those places that a lot of the times we can only find someone to take our product out of state. We want to do it in state, we support in state when we have the opportunity, but we want to get as much out there for public benefit as possible, and sometimes that is required to go out of state. Memphis has basically, it's California, Massachusetts, but decades earlier. We're trying to build up core networks, core strengths, and entrepreneurial ecosystem. We have a great medical device industry with Smith & Nephew, with Medtronic, with the companies that are now spinning out of those. We just haven't built it up for 40 years like they have in California, like they have in Boston. But we have the same seeds there to grow into something. We just need to keep supporting it, try to keep as many ideas here, as many businesses here. And I think in time we can turn into another region like that. I'd say the one advantage would be is certainly in cost. It's very expensive to locate a business in California or Massachusetts. Real estate, personnel costs, tax costs. This is a very business-friendly state. It's a very affordable state to build a business in or to get real estate in, and that's a big advantage. These companies are just struggling for every dollar they need to raise. They want to put it towards their product, not towards the building that they're hosting themselves at. One of the ones that is very active, here downtown, he was at the University of Tennessee, Dr. Ramin Homanyani. He's now over at the University of Memphis. They stole him away from us, but I still work very closely with him, and he had to do what was best for him. But he's working with Brad Silver on a company called Computable Genomics. This is a bioinformatics software company. They've actually got their, I think it's a first version 1.0 of their software out. They've made a few contracts, but they are building a business based around what was discovered or what they developed in their research program. This is exactly what Tech Transfer wants to see, which is a research program that brought money into the state that then turns into a business that keeps money in the state. Really, I try to make everyone a supporter, but one of the strongest supporters we have is someone like the Memphis Bioworks Foundation. You know, they're working outside the university, but towards building, you know, the bioscience entrepreneurship center that we discussed just a second ago here in Memphis. And you know, they have talked to a number of our entrepreneurs. They host several of our startup companies. They've directly invested in a few of other of our companies. So you know, they're a strong partner. Also work, you know, with the Chamber of Commerce. You know, Leanne Downs is the bioscience representative at the Chamber, and we're both on the Tennessee Biotech Board together. Certainly work with both University of Memphis and the UT itself. There's a lot of collaborations between the two schools, and it's our job to follow those collaborations. If there's two scientists doing great work at each place, we want to make a product out of it, whether or not it comes out of our place or their place. So, I'd say like any business, you know, there's a technical idea, but it's only with a team around that idea that it's going to actually succeed. And those team members need to be able to find each other first, and then be in proximity to actually, you know, communicate routinely. And by having such a concentration, you know, right there, it allows people to informally meet each other, to have their lab be right beside, you know, their new business, so that you get a lot of synergy. People aren't, you know, wasting time, you know, commuting 30 minutes to go between their lab and, you know, their new startup company. It's just across the street, and you know, that's very efficient, and that allows you to do a lot more.